Welcome everyone once again on another topic of Patente B in English, which is the topic Sorpasso. Sorpasso. Showing us where the overtaking is allowed and where we are not allowed to make any overtaking. Now let's check out Sorpasso. When the line is tratteggiata, we can make or do our overtaking on the left side by blinking flashing light. Let's take it again. Blinking our light, which is the abbayante, to the vehicle ahead of us, letting them know, you see, that we want to make an overtaking. Okay, let me repeat it again. So you see, you blink and let the vehicle know you intend to do an overtaking. Okay, let's repeat it again. You blink the flashing light, the abbayante, then you show the navigator on the left that you intend to do an overtaking. Okay. Be careful that the overtaking is done on the left side. When the road is fog, when there is fog on the road, and you cannot see well ahead of you, you are not allowed to make any overtaking. Even though the line is strategata, you are not allowed to make any overtaking by entering in the opposite direction, because it is most likely to be involved in an accident in that manner. The asked car is allowed to make the overtaking by entering in the opposite direction. My question is why? Simply because there is enough space in front of the asked car. Meanwhile, the blue one is not allowed because it is too close to the bus. So when you are too close to the vehicle in front of you, you are not allowed to make any overtaking. Are you listening? So you see, the blue car trying to make the overtaking to the bus, the reason why it is not allowed because it cannot see well ahead. So as you can see, there is a camion coming from the opposite direction. So if the blue car makes the overtaking, it will be an accident. Again, when the line is continuous and when there is a sign of prohibition of car overtaking another car, we are not allowed to make any overtaking. Esecuzione della manovra di sorpasso. How should an overtaking be made? How should an overtaking be made? Let's check it out. Now, watch carefully. The first one on the right side, on the left side, the first one, the first image on the left side, it is wrong to make the overtaking in that manner. Why is that so? It is because il veicolo blu, the vehicle blue that intend to make the overtaking, è troppo vicino, is too close to the vehicle in front. So you were allowed to make the overtaking as you keep the right distance from the vehicle ahead of you. So when the safety distance is kept, making the overtaking will not cause any danger. When the line is strateggiata, you can make the overtaking by entering in the opposite direction. Okay? Of course, keeping the right safety distance. So let's check it again. So you see, you flash the yellow light, show the navigator and make the overtaking, and you enter in your lane again, just as I showed you in the beginning. Do not use the horn in making the overtaking. I repeat, Do not use the horn in making what? The overtaking. Keep a constant speed enough to make the overtaking safely. Motorbike can make the overtaking on the left side, okay, so far as it keeps the right safety distance. Is that clear for everyone? Here we can see that the sign on the left side, it is wrong. Why is it wrong? Because the one with the red arrow is wrong because after making the overtaking, you shouldn't stay too long. You shouldn't stay what? Too long. Where? On the overtaking lane. But you have to enter immediately, of course, as you keep the right distance from the vehicle in front of you. That's why on the right side, we have the right way of re-entering, which is the right way of making the overtaking. Here it is. If the vehicle in front of us is circulating at a speed of 70 kilometers per hour, which is the motorbike, how do we overtake it? By circulating at a higher speed, of course. Simple. There's no argument on that. So you accelerate and increase your speed at a level of at least 90 kilometers per hour. That is the only way you are going to overtake the motorbike circulating at a speed of 70 kilometers per hour. What are we seeing here? The blue car enters the road after the overtaking. But before doing so, you have to check the right side mirror. The right side mirror to make sure the vehicle behind you, it is at the right distance. Quindi quando si rientra dal sorpasso bisogna controllare dallo specchio retrovisore laterale. Dallo specchio retrovisore laterale. To make sure, per essere sicuri, che il veicolo precedente non è troppo vicino al nostro veicolo. Are you with me? Or you are sleeping? Are you with me? Good morning, Madam. Blessing. I know you are with me. Mr. Sammy, I know you are with me. Amidu, I know you are on the game. When you make an overtaking, or when you intend to make an overtaking, and there are two vehicles ahead of you, there are some questions that says you are not allowed to overtake two vehicles at the same time. No, there's no such a prohibition. Unless the wideness of the road does not allow it, or it is one sense of circulation and it is one lane for each sense of circulation. This is one carreggiata with due corsie for each sense of circulation. So in this case, you can even overtake two vehicles at the same time, so far as you do not cause intralcio to the circulation of the vehicles on the road. Welcome, Madam Helen. Ok. Ora vediamo lo spazio necessario per la manovra di sorpasso. So now we want to watch what is the right space required for overtaking. Let's check it out. For those who just joined, we are talking about the topic overtaking, sorpasso. Sorpasso. Let's see the right distance. Now, the right distance is regulated by knowing or approximating the speed of the vehicle that you intend to overtake. So you have to imagine that, okay, if the vehicle in front of me is going at a speed of maybe 70 kilometers per hour, I need to go higher, like 90 or 100, in order to overtake it safely and to re-enter back again on the right side of the road. So if the space, when I say space, I'm talking about the wideness of the carreggiata, does not allow the overtaking, you are not allowed to make that overtaking. Also, the wideness of the road is according to also the shape of your vehicle and the shape of the vehicle you intend to overtake. So what's this? The auto articolato is in front of the bus. But the wideness of the auto articolato and the wideness of the bus does not fill the road. So the bus can overtake the auto articolato. So far as there is no any other sign also positioned on the road that bus cannot overtake auto articolato. So here, why is it wrong for the black car to overtake the blue one? Because it's just one lane. And even though it is senso unico, which is one sense of circulation, the wideness of the road does not allow the overtaking. Because the black car, in making that overtaking, there is a side of the tire that enters on the pedestrian lane, which is prohibited. Are you learning something? This is reality. Like I said last time, it is not just about getting your patente. If you drive like Africa here, you regret it. So let us learn the right thing. Anche chi viene sorpassato ha dei doveri. What does it mean? The one that is being overtaken also has duties or responsibilities. Let's see which kind of responsibility is that. Now, watch carefully. Do you see that the blue car is accelerating whilst the ash car has begun the overtaking? So it is wrong for the blue car to accelerate when he sees the ash car trying to do the overtaking. So in the question, it asks us that il conducente sorpassato ha l'obbligo o è consigliato diminuire la velocità. It is vero because you have to adequate your speed or reduce your speed so that you make the overtaking for the other vehicle easily. Okay, so here is the right one. The ash car overtake the blue one. This one was wrong, just as I was telling you, because the blue car is accelerating. Okay, very good. Now, the vehicle that is being overtaken or is about to be overtaken, if it is too big, it has to get out of the circulation of the road. For instance, here we are talking about what? The tractor. So you have to get out of the road to make the carreggiata available for circulation. Another one. Here the problem is the fact that the blue car is going on a race, okay, with the ash car, which has begun the overtaking. What is the error here? The error here is the fact that the ash car is entering too fast after the overtaking because it is too close to the blue car, and this will bring an accident. Ora vediamo la pericolosità della manovra di sorpasso. La pericolosità della manovra di sorpasso è determinata da the danger of the overtaking and what brings the danger or what includes or involves the danger of overtaking. Let's check it out. This is the danger of overtaking. When you are too close to the vehicle in front, it is dangerous. So you see the first sign on the right side. The blue car is wrong because it's too close to the red car. Are you understanding? The one on the right side, we see that the ash car is the one doing the right thing. Why? Because it's far away from the blue car. That is how an overtaking is made. You don't have to get too close to the vehicle in front of you before beginning the overtaking. So you see, if you are too close, it is easier for you to crash with the vehicle in front of you. So you have to keep the right safety distance. So here comes seeing why you have to keep the right safety distance before making an overtaking. So you see, and when you are entering from the overtaking, what must you do? You have to go ahead and get to the right distance before you even enter back on the main circulation of the road. Are you with me? Yes or no? Or you are sleeping? What I do? Let me know if you are still with me before we move forward. Okay. When the wideness of the road does not allow both vehicles to cross or to pass, it is not allowed to make such an overtaking. Okay? So the container, the auto articulator that is trying to make the overtaking of the bus is very, very wrong because they are too tight on the same carriage out. Here, the ash car is wrong. Why? Because it enters too fast. It enters what? Too fast in front of the blue car. So you need to enter gradually by increasing the distance of the vehicle behind you. So bisogna sempre aumentare la distanza. Sorpasso in autostrada, overtaking on the motorway. How is it done at all? It's nothing different from the overtaking we do on the tangenziale. Just make sure you keep the right safety distance, not to crash with the vehicles ahead of you. You begin by showing the navigator before you make the overtaking. You make sure the wideness of the road allows it. So you see, the black car crashes with the auto-articulated vehicle. Okay, why? Because the articulated vehicle actually is trying to enter in the circulation. Meanwhile, the black car is circulating on the main road. So you have to watch very carefully. The left side, if there are other vehicles there before you make the overtaking. Again, another accident because they do not check well the road before making the overtaking. Sorpasso di veicoli di polizia. Can you overtake police vehicles? Yes or no? Absolutely, yes. I know some of you are afraid of that. I overtake them all the time anyway. The reason is because by law, we are allowed to overtake police vehicles. So far as they are not in an emergency situation, or you are not going too fast according to the speed limit on that road, you can overtake a police vehicle. So here it is. So now you know whether what I'm saying is correct or not. Okay. You can overtake a police car. Okay. So far as you do not exceed go beyond the speed limit on the road. So you can overtake it on the left side. Do not forget, overtaking is done where? On the left side. On the left side. I repeat, overtaking is done where? On the left side. Why is it that the Bugatti or the Ferrari vehicle, the yellow one, now it is not allowed for it to make that overtaking? Because the police car is in an emergency state. So when their blue lights is on, it means they are in a pursuit of specific vehicle or they are in an emergency situation. In that case, we are not allowed to overtake them. That is the only time you cannot overtake a police vehicle. Is that clear? Sorpasso a destra. When can you overtake on the right side? When can you overtake on the right side? Let's see when. You can overtake on the right side when the vehicle in front of you is as shown by Travigator that he or she intend to enter on the Piazzola di Sosta or on a filling station on the left side. That is when we are allowed to make the overtaking on the right side. Please do not get it twisted. You can make overtaking on the right side only when the vehicle ahead of you as shown by Travigator that he or she is turning to the left side. Again, you can make overtaking on the right side. Why? Because the blue car is turning on the left side. Very simple. Another one again. The blue car makes the overtaking on the right side, close to what? The tram. Okay, close to the tram on the right side. The blue car can overtake the tram on the right side only when there is what? At the stopping of the tram, there is what? There is what? Do you remember? There is a salvagente. So in presenza della fermata del tram, quando c'è il salvagente è consentito sorpassare a destra. Are you with me? Yes or no? Because these are things, they appear in the questions exactly as I'm explaining to you. What is this? Why is it that now it is red? Because there is no salvagente here. So you cannot make the overtaking unless the tram is no more positioned there or the tram goes away. That is when you can keep circulating. But it is not allowed to make the overtaking of the tram on the right side if there is no salvagente. Why is that so? Because people are getting in and out of the tram. The same thing applies to the buses. Okay? Do not forget to so you see, you can overtake on the left and on the right side so far as there is a salvagente. Very good. Quando è vietato il sorpasso? When can't we make an overtaking? Okay, when can't you? Or when are you not allowed to overtake a vehicle that stops in front of you? Let's check it out. When we have a sign saying a car cannot overtake a car, and when the line is continuous, okay, and we do not see well in front of us, that's where we cannot make an overtaking. When there is fog ahead on the road, and when we cannot see ahead of us, on a curve, we cannot make the overtaking if it is 2 lanes, if the carreggiata is due corsie and it is 1 lane for each sense of circulation on a curve, we cannot make overtaking. Climbing at the climbing point of the dorsal, at the climbing point of what? Of the dorsal, car cannot overtake another car because the line also is continuous. When the wideness of the road does not allow so, or when the vehicle has already begun an overtaking of a motorbike or an overtaking of a bicycle, we cannot begin a second overtaking behind the blue car. This image that I'm showing you, do you understand it? That the yellow one cannot make the overtaking because the blue one has already begun an overtaking of the bicycle or of the motorbike. Is that clear? So even though the line is tratteggiata, the yellow one is not allowed because it is not allowed by law for a car to overtake another car that has begun una manovra di sorpasso. It is in the questions. The same thing is in the questions. It's in the quiz. Again, we cannot make an overtaking when the vehicle ahead of us stops because there's a train crossing. Okay, it is not allowed to make that overtaking unless you want to die, of course. We are not allowed to make an overtaking of a vehicle that stops in front of the attraversamento or the linea trasversale and the traffic light is color green. We are not allowed to make that overtaking. Why? Because it is at the linea trasversale that we ought to stop. At intersection with the traffic light, we are not allowed to do what? Overtaking. Very simple. Very good. When the vehicle ahead of us stops for kids to cross on the zebra crossing, also, we are not allowed to overtake. These are all the situations whereby we are not allowed to make any overtaking. I hope you are learning. In the corsia di accelerazione, which is the first drawing on the left side, we are not allowed to make an overtaking because on the corsia di accelerazione, the lane is used to enter on the motorway or on the tangenziale extraurbana principale. So the overtaking is not allowed. On the corsia di decelerazione, which is the second drawing on the right side, we are not allowed to make an overtaking because corsia di decelerazione, it is used to exit from the autostrada or from the extraurbana principale. Are you learning something? Yes or no? When the line is continuous, we cannot make that overtaking by entering in the opposite direction because it is normally positioned on a road, which is a double direction road. Okay. Kalisha, good channel. Kalisha, how are you doing? It's been a long time. When there is an ambulance on the road in servizio di emergenza, we are not allowed to overtake the ambulance for no reason because it is in an emergency state. Okay. Allora, so now before we move forward, are you learning something? Let me know if you are learning something before we move forward. Okay, let's move forward then. Casi particolari in cui il sorpasso normalmente è vietato e consentito. Casi particolari in cui il sorpasso normalmente è vietato e consentito. Particular situations whereby the overtaking is prohibited or it is allowed. Madam Blessed. Actually, I'm working right now. Yeah, right now I'm working. My twin brother went to work, so I'm staying behind. Since they can't see the difference, so it's the same thing. Oh, okay, let's move forward. This is the situation whereby you can make an overtaking, even on a curve. Why? Because it is 2 lanes for each sense of circulation. 2 corsia per ogni senso di marcia. 2 lanes for each sense of circulation. So even on a curve, you can do what? Overtaking. These are things you know already. Okay. Again, when the road, on this type of road, this one is a bumping. Do you see that? Why is it that the yellow is allowed to make the overtaking here? The yellow one can make that overtaking because it is a one-way direction road. Senso unico. 2 lanes, but all of them are going the same direction. Okay? That's why the yellow can overtake the blue. Another situation is this. The red can overtake the ash car because the first line that divides the carreggiata is what? Discontinua. Okay, so that is when you are descending from what? From the cunetta, from the dorso. When you are descending from the dorso, which is the bumping. That's another situation whereby you can make an overtaking. Okay, another situation is when the line is what? Tratteggiata. You can make that overtaking as well. Okay, you can make the overtaking also where? When it is an intersection and you are not entering in the opposite direction. I repeat, it is an intersection and you are not entering in the opposite direction of circulation, you are allowed to make that overtaking. Again, another situation when the vehicle ahead of you is turning to the left, you can make the overtaking on the right side. Remember, we saw it before. Another situation whereby we can make an overtaking on the intersection regulated by a runabout, and the traffic light, it is when we are not entering in the opposite direction. Okay, when we are making that overtaking. Another situation whereby we can make the overtaking At the passaggio a livello, it is when the wideness of the road allows us to do so, and we do not enter in the opposite direction of circulation, and of course, the train is not coming. Okay, the traffic light is green, so the train is not coming. Very simple. So these are the few situations whereby we are allowed to make the overtaking. There are very few. Okay, so this is the end of this topic, which is sorpasso, as you know it, as overtaking. God bless you for joining. In just 5 minutes, I'm going to proceed with the next topic. God bless you all. Ciao, ciao.